sort of a similar script to the last two road wins. What was maybe the signature thing that got you guys through this one?
I don't know if it was a signature thing. I felt like it was another collectively great effort on the players. I just thought they were, I told them after the game that they're not playing good defense, they're playing elite defense. Just taking the challenge of winning their individual one-on-one matchups, staying on script in terms of what we've talked about in preparation for each game, boxing out and rebound. This is the fourth straight game that we've out-rebounded an opponent. We've identified what allows us to be really good in rebounding and defending. And then in the offensive end, I think in the second half, we played offense at our pace. One of the things is, NC State is so good defensively and they pressure you. One of the things I just kept repeating to them, don't let their pressure, don't let their defense dictate and decide how we play on the offensive end. I felt like in the first half, they sped us up. In the second half, I felt like we were playing at our pace and we were able to shoot better, get to the penalty, and make enough free throws and be able to extend the lead.
Hubert, what were you guys able to do to DJ Horn and Burns in the second half to really frustrate them? They were two talented scorers and they were almost silent in the second half.
Well, they're one of the better players in the country. I don't know how you defend DJ Burns. I mean, he's just so gifted and it's just a dilemma every time down the floor. Do you guard him one-on-one or do you double team? He's such a gifted passer, and so you try to mix things up, not give him a steady diet so he knows that he's gonna pass out of the double team or he knows that nobody is coming. And so that's one of the things that we did was just throw different combinations, different things. And I think the guards, one of the things that we talked about is, giving Horn the same type of attention that we had on Henson in Pittsburgh and Gerard on Clemson. He's at that level, and I felt like our guards really did a good job climbing into him and making each one of his shots difficult as well.
Hubert, last year you guys won 4 road games the entire season. The last week you've won 3, all by double digits. What do you attribute that difference?
Again, guys, I just don't think about previous years. I just specifically focus on this season. I think one of the things that, and I've said this before, that has helped us has been our non-conference schedule. I just believe the level of teams that we play, the different situations that we've been in, has hardened us and give us like a toughness, but an experience. Even being on a true road game, I just hear them in the huddle all the time. We've been here before. We were here before against UConn. We were here before against Connecticut. We were here before against Tennessee. We were here, and our guys are just gaining strength from being in those situations. And I just really feel like the experience in the early season has given us confidence to be able to step in environments like this and be able to execute on both ends.
Hubert, I know it's.
Your last three opponents are combined 8 of 68 from three-point range. What are you guys doing to force that kind of shooting?
Well, I don't know, forcing that kind of shooting. I just, one of the things that we do is, as I said before, I talked to the team about, it was before we played Oklahoma, and I said, we haven't committed. We made a full commitment. There's no half commitment. There's either you're either committed or not. And I said, we haven't committed to us being the best defensive team that we can become, or the best rebounding team. And I said, for us to have success, like that commitment has to come. And from that time from Oklahoma, it really has. And it doesn't guarantee that we'll win or come out on the winning side, but it does guarantee that it keeps us in games. And we're contesting shots. We're staying with shooters, we're getting through screens, we're making it difficult for shooters to come off, and we're rebounding and boxing out and rebounding and keeping them out of the paint.
Hubert, I know it's a process with young players, but is Elliott, do you think he's starting to figure out when to pick his spots to attack, when not to?
Yeah, tonight was good.
You see that happening?
Yeah, tonight was good. One of the things that, there's a couple things. One, he has an ability to be able to get to the basket and be able to create, and just, sitting down and talking with him, saying, look, this is a gift that you have. You got to go out there and use it. And if I call a play, but you feel like you can make a play, that's exactly what I want, you know. And I felt like he picked his spots perfectly tonight to be able to attack the basket, get to the rim. He was really good in terms of making decisions. He's great coming off ball screens. He's patient. He sees everything, whether it's a shooter in the corner or Armando or Jay Wash rolling to the basket. He has an ability to finish at the rim through contact and get to the free throw line. I felt like he played with really good poise. You know, the way that they're playing him in practice the last couple of days, we worked on it just to get him feeling more comfortable about how to attack and get to the basket, and he did that tonight.
The second half, similar to Clemson, he drew a lot more fouls in the second half. What do you do to get that?
I told him we need to get to the free throw line. I mean, that was huge for us. I mean, you know, one of the things that is really big for us is dominating points in the paint through post penetration, offensive rebound, and we want to live in the paint, live at the free throw line. You know, one of the things that I gave him a stat before the game that we had made prior to this game 270 free throws, and I think NC State had only taken 261. So that's an advantage for us. At this current time, NC State's such a great team, but they're last in terms of block shots. So we need to attack the basket. And so that's something that we reminded them in the second half, that I think we had only gone to the free throw line twice in the first half. And so, like, for us to have success, that's just not good for us. And I thought we made a really conscious effort offensively to make sure that we were attacking the basket, and it led to us getting into the penalty and being able to hit some free throws.
With
Take like 2 more, please.
With Armando sitting in the first half and second half with the fouls, you got a lot of minutes out of both Jalen's. What did you like that they provided? And as far as Jalen Washington goes, is he becoming more comfortable playing the physical stuff down there?
He is. You know, honestly, he's our best post defender. I mean, he just does a great job. I mean, he battles Armando every day at practice, so he has, you know, practice in terms of physicality and being able to guard down on the post. And honestly, that was one of the biggest parts. Jay Wash coming into the game and giving us those big 11, 12 minutes. You know, we did not want to double team DJ. It just opens up everything. And his ability to be able to guard him one-on-one and just force him into good shots without, and he ended up fouling out, but and then when he got into foul trouble, Jay Witt, I mean, I thought his athleticism and quickness, we just made DJ really work hard just to catch the ball. And so then on the offensive end, we made him work hard on the defensive end. And so you're right, Jay Wash and Jay Witt were really good coming off the bench.
Hubert, what have you noticed about Elliott's growth on the defensive end? I mean, tonight he wasn't in foul trouble like he had been recently. What have you noticed on that end of the court?
Well, yeah, I mean, he every day of practice, every day in the game, he just gets better and better defensively. It's all about growth. You know, like, he's a freshman. In high school, defense is when your guy gets the ball. You can't do that at this level. You have to play defense before you play defense. You have to be in a position to see man and ball. You got to talk in defense. I mean, I remember in high school, I didn't talk in defense. I didn't know what help side was. I didn't know different ball screen coverages. And I come to Carolina, I'm like, what are you talking about, Coach Smith? You know, and it was an adjustment for me. So the thing that I'm happy about is his understanding and his growth of how important defense is for himself individually and for this team. And he's doing a really good job growing in that area.
Last one, Adam. Can you almost feel the burst from can't say it right, burst from Seth? You know, it seems like there's always a burst coming with him. Can you feel those coming from him now, the way he's played the last couple games?
Yeah, I thought, you know, in the second half, the whole game, but like, you know, the second half, being able to pitch the ball ahead to him and him to being able to attack, I just told him, it's so funny, like, if I was that athletic, I'd just jump and try to dunk everything, you know, and that's what I tell him. I was like, I don't care if you miss it, just go and just try to dunk it, you know, and the early offense that he provided, especially in the second half for us, was huge. Because NC State's a really good defensive team, but if you can get them before their defense gets set, that's good news for us and bad news for them. And being able to pitch the ball to an athletic Seth and him to be able to make plays and be strong with the basketball, that was really huge for us.
I don't think anybody asked him about Ingram, 19 rebounds. I was gonna ask that
Yeah,
question.
just
too.
talk about
Ingram's 19 rebounds.
No, it was, I mean, Harrison, I don't know what else to say about him. He's just a complete player in terms of just giving you everything that you want in a player. You know, offensively in the first half, I felt like he had his way in the post. That gave us an option to be able to score when we really didn't have any points in the paint. And then we always talk about it. This is not an Armando Bacot rebounding game. It's a UNC basketball rebounding game. And for him to get 19 rebounds, that's just off the chart. But if you want to, you can tease him. He could have had a double-double, but he missed 2 free throws and gets everybody a Chick-fil-A sandwich. So, did that include us too, a Chick-fil-A sandwich?
If you go to the store, are you gonna order the Chick-fil-A
Coach
sandwich?
Keats is ready, so we'll leave on that note.
Thanks, Coach.
See you guys later.
Thank you, Hubert. Appreciate